I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. I guess I'm going to stay on track here with talking about my life stories and tell you more about who I am and my life. This is a story about when I hit a man with my car. I know that sounds bad, right? Follow along. I talked about my earlier videos about how Miss Patrick told me to get a job collecting tips. I'm one of the best stinking, well, I have a business mind that I get into anything and I just totally I turn it into something that's so efficient and so streamlined. That's the word I'm looking for. That I am like the grease of many businesses that make them wheels turn smooth. If anybody can do that, I don't know how I do it. I just do. I'll tell some more stories about that later on because some of them are pretty funny. It's amazing that how many people don't want to be undermined by somebody who's underneath them, and you can't be smarter than me. I'm going to keep doing dumb things because I'm the boss and I can't do what you're saying because I can't prove that you're right. So many people maintain dumbness because they don't accept other people's intelligence and want to just continue to be dumb. Oh, God, that's going to be a video in itself. Anyways, so I was a pizza driver, and I'll tell you what, I was one of the best stinking pizza drivers you'd ever see. Part of it is I had addresses and streets. My whole route is memorized. I don't ever look at a map. I just grab my orders and go. I would take 4 to 5 orders while everybody's taking 1 to 2, and everybody's looking at me like, hey, and they're like, hey, he gets them done. And we need them moved. And then people would call me lost. Where's this at? And I ended up becoming like the non, it was not an actual position for the shop, but they gave me the fake title. It wasn't on paper, and I didn't get paid any more money as the delivery manager and got to run their delivery routes because I was so efficient at it. I ran a pizza store at 15 years old. They fired a man who was like in his 40s or 50s, and I became the manager of that pizza store back when I was a teenager. It's something I wish I would have known how good I really was and accepted my abilities to become a better person myself. Why I wanted to be that man for my kid to see my kid's abilities and make them thrive. Oh, my shoulder's killing me. God, this isn't easy. So when I was a pizza driver and at this pizza restaurant, this is the same one in my video yesterday, part of where my head went here. Things that happened at that pizza place was a lot in my life. This is a place where in the bathroom we had found many things that weren't supposed to be there: knives, guns, drugs, people going there and stash on the run. A lot of things took place at that place because of where it was located. But I'm on a delivery run one day. I'm on Berdan by Willie's. I don't know what took place prior to the incident that I saw, but this is what I saw. I saw a woman in a front yard right off just on the other side of the sidewalk in the front yard of the house, and she's trying to run. And behind her is a man holding her from the hood of her coat, uppercutting her in the kidneys. And she's trying to get away. Cars just went by and went by. I can't just drive by those things. Part of where I get myself, do you call that trouble? I mean, I've always considered myself a soldier, the Lord's soldier. I stand up for the weak and the innocent. When you see things like that, you don't just wait and see it on the news later like, oh, yeah, I saw that happen and she's dead. I'm the one who can't live with myself with them doing that. And you don't have time to think in those situations. You just react. And all I saw was a victim who was being abused physically. I don't care what led up to that moment. I don't care if she slapped him. I don't care if he woke up in the morning and she was standing over and dropped a dookie on his forehead. None of that matters. As a man, you're supposed to be able to take those things. That's what's called being a man. You don't act out and hit a woman because of those things. She slapped him in the face, you take that like a man. You don't hit back. Unless you have to defend yourself to the point where, yeah, it's going to be beyond just a slap. I jumped the curb with my car. I can tell you, before I was assaulted, I've lost a lot of my physical abilities. But before I was assaulted, I was amazing with vehicles. Amazing. Vehicles became like one with my body, and I've done some of the most amazing things in some of the most amazing circumstances with vehicles. So I jumped the curb, and I didn't run him over, but I hit the brake right at that last second, gave him a pop, dropped him on the ground. She went, "Whoa!" I backed up, I pulled over, reached over and opened my passenger door, told her to get in. He got up, kind of limping, heading towards the house. "I'm getting my gun. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to kill you, mother." And "Come on, hon, let's go." And I took and dropped her off at 7-Eleven right up the road, corner of Upton and Berdan. Told her, "Get out. You go call your mom. You go call a friend, family, whoever you have, but you go back to that. That's on you." "Oh, I want you tonight. I'm going home with you." "No, no, 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 no. Y'all know you're not even going to know my name. I should have never even done that. But I can't just drive by it." So many victims out there who really desperately need help. Who is ever there for them? A system with a fake title and paycheck? It's a joke. And even in a situation by that, I mean, I'm going to tell you more stories that just unbelievable that people died in those neighborhoods that I saw because there was nobody there to help them. So I told her, "Get out of my car, call somebody, have them come pick you up. Right there's the payphone. You go back to that, that's all on you." I don't know what it was all about. Didn't even want to hear the story. All I saw was a victim trying to run and somebody physically abusing that victim. That's where you draw a line. If they would have been out there screaming and yelling, and it would have been a Jerry Springer episode, hey, let's stop, pull over, roll down the window and watch if you want. I mean, that's none of my business. But when you're holding somebody and physically restraining them and throwing uppercuts into their kidney, and you're a man and she's a woman, no, I can't handle it. No, that's a line you don't cross. So I went back to the pizza restaurant. This is the same one I talked about yesterday with the transgender. My manager had tears in his eyes. He literally started crying and said, "I'm proud of you, but you got to get out of here. He's going to come back here looking for you." And guess what he did? I got a call later that night. "Yep, he came up here with a gun looking for you. You were in uniform. You had the sign on your car. I mean, walking billboard." "And you still did that." I lost my job for it. I've lost so much of my life for being such a good person, and then just have my system turn around and damn me for being such, well, I thought it was being above and beyond any line I saw anybody else wanted to take around me. So much feeling and emotion thinking about all this stuff. I'm telling you, people, this isn't easy. But here, I'll end that with, that's the day I hit a man with my car.